That'll be an interesting scenario that we've got here today. 27 laps of this British 250cc Grand Prix. Pedrosa on the pole position as the reigning world champion. But he's got to try and convert that pole position into a result, because last time we had a wet race, that was in China, he finished in 6th position. 27 laps underway, what a start from Alex De Angelis and also Dovizioso charging into the first corner. Dovizioso on number 34, as it's going to be a arm around the middle and outside and front and left and right. He's going to slot into 2nd or 3rd. Dovizioso, the reigning 125cc world champion, leads this Grand Prix as they charge down the crater curves. It's Dovi from Ayama, it's going to be Randy de Puniet in 3rd position, Sebas Porto in 4th, Alex De Angelis in 5th position. Dani's a little bit further back. There's Chaz Davis going through the picture, as you can see. Didn't catch up with the KTM, but he's in the race in the shape of Anthony West. He is actually in 13th position. Up to McLean's they go, 2 abreast. Somebody's not going to get out of that rubber side down. They do somehow. Now we come up to Coppice. Look at the weather. It is pouring with rain. Ayama leads.
Well, stereotypically, you'd say a bloke who's been Japanese champion would be good in the wet, wouldn't you? It didn't apply to dear old Kato, Sam, but it applies to Ayama by the look of it. Dovizioso won the 125s here last year, the first time he went away from a field and won by a distance. Look at that spray.
But it was dry 12 months ago for Dovizioso to win the 125 race. De Puniet goes 2nd. Pedrosa goes up another position. He therefore is up to 4th position. Somebody goes wide. It is Anthony West. He's up to 9th. He's got 4 people out of the way in half a lap.
Chaz in the points, about 13th, I think. I'm just going to put the headphones on a guess. We're going to get a...
I'll watch, you talk.
Right, let's get him in quick so he can go and get changed. Dan Linford, top British finisher in the top 10 of the 125s as a wild card. How was it, mate?
Oh, it was brilliant out there. I mean, the weather was really bad and the bike seemed to be moving around a lot, but the team's done a good job this weekend. And I'm over the moon with that result.
Oh, crashes everyone. We've got De Bon down off the number 6. Sorry, Dan, to crash you. We've also got Takahashi down off the number 55 machine. Just look at these guys go down the road, Dan. You've just been out there. You've still got your leathers on. How do you do it? It looks terrifying.
Oh, the conditions, they're totally dreadful. At times you can't see where you're going, but you just have to do what you can do and probably just get toes off people where you can and just finish in the points like I like to do. So,
do you just hold it up on your knee, or do you just sort of chuck it in?
Oh, well, you have to just steadily turn it over, but the team's done a good job this week, and I'd just like to thank the team, krp.sunnybeachvillas.com, for all the hard work they've put in.
Want to say it again?
krp/sunnybeachvillas.com.
That was slow enough for them to write it down, mate. That's all right. Now then, any moments? Any bad moments, or was it clean all the way?
No, obviously there's a lot of moments out there. I mean, the run up to McLean's, the bike was all over, but you just have to do what you can do and just knock the throttle off and stay on it.
Well, I think we better let you go and get changed. He's still in his leathers, he's still soaking wet. Congratulations, Dan Linford in the top 10 as a wild card. Brilliant.
Thanks very much, everybody out there. Thank you.
Well done. Look forward to seeing you back here very soon. Right then, Anthony West up from 9th. He's up to 5th position at the moment. Still leading is Ayama. De Puniet 2nd. Pedrosa goes 3rd. Barging past ahead of Andrea Dovizioso, reigning world champion, in 3rd position now. We have only completed 1 3/4 laps. Arnaud Vincent, former 125cc world champion, having gone down the road. And, well, these weather conditions are something unbelievable. But somebody who's ridden 20,000 miles around the planet, it's a long way around, none other than Charlie Borman. How are you?
Hey, not bad at all. Shame about the weather.
Well, I'm sure you saw some of it somewhere around the planet. I don't know exactly where. But the conditions like this, how do these guys do it? We don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I was watching the 125s and they were dropping like flies, weren't they? There were some spectacular crashes. I suppose it's kind of nice for the punters, I suppose, but not so nice for the riders.
You've been long way round for 20,000 miles with, of course, you and McGregor. Your next plan is going to be maybe not as wet as this, maybe be a bit warmer in January.
Yeah, a little bit more sand, I think. I'm going to try and I'm doing the Paris-Dakar or the Dakar in the 1st of January and doing a TV series about it.
Ewan going to have a go with you?
No, it's not Ewan's bag.
Oh, okay then.
I think I've got to be a particular type type of person to want to do the Dakar.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, well, you came along to have a look on the Dakar in the middle of Mauritania this January. I saw you out there. What struck you about that, just quickly?
It's always something I've been interested in ever since I was 10 years old. When I saw them going through the desert, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. And because of long way rounds, giving me the opportunity to do it.
Right, stay there a minute, because Anthony West is on this Works KTM, very first time out in a race, and Julian, he's up to 4th.
He is just nipped inside Dovizioso, as clean as you like. I've not had any practice of that at all, have I? Dovizioso.
Dani Pedrosa keeping that 3rd position for the time being. Charlie Borman up here in our commentary box trackside. Terrible wet conditions that we've got here. You've seen the Moto Grand Prix bikes yesterday in the dry, Charlie. You saw them in the damp conditions this morning. It's going to be one hell of a MotoGP.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I mean, and as well as that, you know, they're not actually going that much slower than they are in the dry. You know, I mean, that's what's incredible. It's only when they fall that you realise how fast they're actually going.
You saw young Dan Linfoot over there getting the top 10 as a wild card entry at 17 years old there. That's something special for a British racer, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's a guy with a future, I reckon. You know, so anyone listening out there, sign him up quick.
Well, we'll certainly keep our fingers crossed. But you never know, Charlie, as Anthony West goes up to, stays in that 3rd position. Anthony West staying in 3rd. We're on lap 4. We're on board with Dani Pedrosa charging down the Craner curves. Look at what he can barely see down the Craner curves in these wet conditions. Still leading is Hiroshi Ayama, the Japanese rider, got 2 1/3 second a lead here at Donington. 2nd is Randy DePuy. There's the leader. There's the Puniet on the Repsol bike. 3rd position, Anthony West with the Red Bull KTM up to 3rd. Pedrosa, Dovizioso. Is that Ginters?
Casey Stoner is on the move, Toby. I was about to leap all over you a minute ago. That is Casey Stoner, number 27, coming through from bad qualifying down in 10th place.
Charging up to Coppice we go. Sebastian Porto, quite surprisingly, Julian, that he's that far back. He really was an equal, even Stevens bet.
Well, we thought so until China. He didn't do anything in China by his standards, Toby, with 5th. And my bet was an Anthony West each way for the top 3 in the rain. So my 20 euros is going to a very good cause. Hopefully to be multiplied severely by the time I get back to the race sponsors.
I'm sure you will. Charlie Borman up here in the commentary box. You've seen of course, you're going to be doing the Dakar with BMW, I understand. You've got a bit of help from GB and Munich. You've seen the BMWs go around this morning here at Donington. Maybe if they have a Moto Grand Prix bike, you want to have a go on it.
Definitely. I mean, I kind of fancy doing that.
The Power Cup.
Doing the Power Cup next year. If I can get everything sorted, I might have a go myself.
Have you kept the bike you used for the
long way round?
The long way round?
No, BMW have taken that. I kind of knackered it out myself, so you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want the service bill, actually. Come to think of it.
One careful owner.
Well, Hiroshi Ayama charges on here at Donington. Charlie, thank you very much for coming up and, well, keeping dry for a moment in the commentary box.
Yeah, I might just hang out here for a few more minutes.
You're more than welcome.
Please do. We've got Christian Elkin up here to talk to as well as we look at Anthony West and Dani Pedrosa. Pedrosa having a heck of a moment, and Casey Stoner is going to get another place. Round the outside goes the Aussie.
So, Ayama still in control as they all charge up to Coppice to McLean's corner. Anthony West having a bobble. Then we got Casey Stoner coming through. De Angelis and Pedrosa charging through. Julian, over to you.
Direct from Macclesfield. Christian Elkin, points as a wild card with a broken hand. That's some achievement, mate. How are you feeling?
Pretty overwhelmed, really. It's quite good, really. It's great for the team. It's great for myself, yeah.
Yeah, how was it for you? Any nasty moments?
Plenty, yeah. The back wheel spinning around Hollywood and up McLean's as well, out of McLean's and under Starkey Bridge as well. The back wheel spinning as well quite a lot, so it's quite scary, really.
I know you're still leading the British Championship, aren't you?
Just about by 3 points. I've had a bit of bad luck at the moment, so I've taken a few tumbles. Only one in the race, but that was enough, really.
But this'll perk you up, I hope. But I have to say that Dan Linfoot rode a cracking race. I know you don't like talking about not the top wild card, as we see Martin Cadenas, Chaz Davis's teammate, walking home. So I'm going to make you even more miserable. This is why, number 36.
I had them this morning. McLean's, think the same corner as well.
Yep.
So
And that was Lorenzo behind him when he crashed.
Not good at all.
No. So, I mean, that's going to cost money when that comes to rest.
Yeah, as long as it didn't take any other bikes out.
Yeah, it's down. So, I mean, a word for Dan, please. I mean, that was a great ride, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got a fantastic start, and he sized through the pack quite quickly as well, which put him in good stead, and he was riding obviously very well in the conditions, so yeah, fair play to Dani, was riding a superb race. So,
but I have to say that two British riders as wild cards in the points here at Donington can only encourage, I hope, teams and sponsors to think about coming here rather than staying in Britain or Europe. Let's get some British teams together, shall we?
That'd be fantastic, but obviously there's not very many teams in England that obviously want to take the big step of come to MotoGP.
We all know that, don't we? I mean, you more than most people. You race in Spain as well as in the UK. Where's Westy?
Third and out of the seat there for a moment at dreaded McLean's, Julian, but he's still in that third. Ayama's lap times stunning. Record after record after record in this race.
How do you read this 250 race, Christian? Have you been watching it since it started, or have you been busy warming up?
Yeah, I've been just wandering around getting thanks off everybody really. I've not really been watching much of it, but Ayama looks like he's definitely on a mission there.
He does. 3.5 seconds to the lead. We're going to say thank you very much to Christian Elkin, wild card entry and point scorer. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Hiroshi Ayama leads this Grand Prix by 3.6 seconds from Randy de Puniet at the moment, and he's bringing out more and more space between himself and the rest of the field. There is Ayama's teammate, reigning world champion Dani Pedrosa. He's lost that fifth position. He's now sixth because De Angelis has piled through. Piling through goes Hiroshi Ayama. The Japanese, that is what 3.6 seconds look like. Fastest man on the racetrack is now the blue and white bike in the shape of Alex De Angelis on the right-hand side of your screen there with the works Aprilia. Fastest lap of the race. He's closing in on Stoner, who's fourth at the moment.
And Alex De Angelis was fourth in the wet race in China. Form there then.
Certainly looks to be. Aprilia keeping their fingers crossed.
There's a hope.
Third is Anthony West on the brand new 250cc KTM. It was due to come out at Le Mans. They put it on hold. It was then due to come out in Assen at the end of June. They weren't quite ready, and well, thank goodness they waited until the Donington Park race here today, because it's in a podium position, thanks of course to the wet conditions. Ayama will be used to that. He will be in control. Tell you what, De Puniet's got some work to do in second. West is going half a second a lap quicker than De Puniet, who's in second, and he's only a couple of seconds behind him. 4 laps he's got him.
I think Casey Stoner's arrival has given Anthony West the hurry up. He might be going a little harder than he wants to on a new bike. The thing broke on him yesterday. It actually seized up. There it is. As you say, Toby, it's just 110, 115% scale replica of the 125 KTM, isn't it? Looks identical. They hung on with this bike. They didn't bring it out, as you said, when they were originally planned, because the 125 project was going so well, and they were concentrating on making that work.
And when everybody comes to the race for the 125 squad, there's nobody at the factory. So it couldn't progress. As you say, they concentrated on what was in hand. Hello.
That's Dovi.
Keeping it.
I'm tempted, it's Charlie Borman still here. I was tempted to use the long way round again there. But,
You'd use it anyway. It's not blue and white, it's yellow and black this time. With that colour scheme. There you have it. That was 2.1 seconds a lap ago. It's nothing now. That's the gap between second and third. West with that tremendous two-wheel drifting technique that he has in the wet conditions. Sliding through Hollywood down the crane of curves. That's De Puniet, that orange carrot in front of the orange KTM in third position. Ayama's away with this one, but West can smell another 4 points ahead of him.
he's pulled away from the other Aussie, Casey Stoner, in 2.5 laps. Stoner was right with him, 2 or 3 bonnets behind, looked like he was going to challenge, and Casey Stoner has gone backwards, and De Angelis is climbing all over him. There they are, Stoner 27, De Angelis 5, the 2 are pretty wide. It's a little twitch from the Lucio Cecchinello run, number 27.
So then, just to recap, Stoner 4th, De Angelis in 5th position. Then we got Pedrosa about 5 seconds back. in 6th. Porto and Gintolia trading places after Dovizioso went backwards after going the long way round at Coppice. Simone Corsi 10th, Baldolini 11th, Hector Barbara in 12th, Chaz Davies in 13th position ahead of Lorenzo on the works Honda, Ballerini, Giansanti, Locatelli on the works Aprilia in 17th position. Where are they in the midst of that murk?
You do need headlights on them at the moment, don't you? You mentioned Chaz Davis's hip was hurting from that crash. That's the bad news. The good news is his back isn't hurting anymore.
Absolutely. He got it all seen to on Friday evening. He's had a bad back for about the last couple of weeks or so, and they made some discoveries and jolted him back into position with the osteopath, and boy did it hurt, as it always does when they click your bones back into position. But that, as you say, felt better, but then he crashed unfortunately yesterday afternoon. Corsi's down! Corsi is down! Sorry, De Angelis. And it's down and down again.
And it's, I don't go near him for a while.
That is 5th position. Gone in the last corner. Or was it at the Melbourne Loop? It matters little. No, it's in the last corner. Look at this thing go sideways, up and over. Not a chance. Visor up before he comes to a halt.
Well, aquaplaning on his backside down the straight. That's cool for you, isn't it? And he's not a happy, actually little, he's quite a lanky San Marinese. And this man, Hiro Oyama, was just on a 1:47.8 last time round. Yet another fastest lap. That's ridiculous. There's the gap. And you're right, Toby. Anthony West absolutely within striking range of Randy de Puniet, the Frenchman, in 2nd place on the Repsol Aprilia number 7.
So then, there goes Oyama, already underneath the Dunlop Bridge, nearly 6 seconds ahead of this duo. Head down for Anthony West, the Aussie, who is such a genius wet weather rider. Learned his trade, speedway riding, dirt tracking down under, and hasn't it come to fruition in the wet? Already won, as you said earlier, the Dutch TT a couple of years ago with the Prix Aprilia.
03 at Assen, Toby, quite right. His only win to date. He has 3 other podiums, though, in 250 GPs.
He's going to be on course for another one. He's in 3rd at the moment, and soon going to be picking off Randy de Puniet. Where are we in this race? We're on lap 10 of 27. Still a long way to go. Just over a 3rd distance completed as they get their heads down behind the bubble. Everything will be getting warm in there. Of course, the heat from the motorbike will then be steaming up the inside of the bubble. The windscreen, for want of a better expression. Never mind what's going on inside the crash helmets. Remember what happened to Olivier Jacques in China. Could barely see for most of the race and still finished in 2nd position.
He was looking sideways, wasn't he? Look at the splash off the standing water almost down there. That is scary at the old hairpin. Fastest lap of the race to Casey Stoner last time round, 1:47.49. As Westy goes through 2nd place to the KTM rider. That is, don't forget, this is this bike's first ever race. Oh, but that 3rd place, Randy de Puniet has decided to have a nibble back.
And it works, because he's bitten back the 2nd place away from Anthony West as they go up to Coppice for the 11th time of 27. So then, these guys having a bit of a battle as if it's the last lap rather than before the halfway point. And, well, they're going to look at each other and have a chat down the back straight as they go underneath the Dunlop Bridge. And who's going to be late on the brakes? They've got to be careful they don't knock each other off. They've got a safe podium position either way.
Repsol team manager Aspar Martinez having kittens. Alan Bartol chewing through his cigar, I think, at the moment. It's a fantastic achievement from the small Austrian factory, isn't it, to bring a brand new motorbike to a racetrack, qualify it half decently. Anthony West got it on the 4th row in 15th. They had 1 mechanical failure during yesterday's qualifying, so he didn't, he lost time as well. And here he is in a rostering position. First time out, de Puniet out the saddle coming out of Goddard's. As he lost momentum, as West got the speed to slipstream him down the straight. Will he bother? They're looking over their shoulder, Toby, because Casey Stoner is 1.3 seconds faster than the pair of them last time round. Wait, no, there he is. Casey Stoner on the charge.
That's 4th position for the number 27 Aprilia, second, third and fourth, all in the same shot now as they come down the crane of curves. Stoner really has clicked it up a gear. Behind Stoner, there's a 10-second gap back to Pedrosa. Westy goes through, and he is going to try and check out and go west because he needs to get ahead quickly of De Puniet. We saw a lap ago that De Puniet will bite back quickly, but De Puniet probably doesn't know how close Stoner is because Stoner has advanced so quickly.
They both took a look over their shoulders coming down the straight last time, so maybe the pit boards warned them, Toby. They know, and Westy's been able to kick and go on. Oh, Casey is charging, isn't he?
Well, Casey Stoner did win the last Grand Prix we had in these wet conditions. That was in China on May the 1st. He won it well, he won it coolly, he won it very calmly indeed.
Just as he did the race before.
In Portugal, the dry conditions serving him well that day. Meanwhile, Hiroshi Ayama picks his way through the back markers. Oh, you've got to be careful. He finds his way through one, he finds his way through another, and he's coming through people who had no idea that they would even be lapped in an hour and a half race, let alone 20 minutes.
Steve Jenkner was one of those being lapped. Steve Jenkner's won Grand Prix in the wet. At Aston on a 125.
Ayama crosses the line. Oh, it's not away! West is in the lead! West is in the lead. Oh, KTM in control. Ayama not in control, probably distracted by passing those back markers. And Ayama may try, push me that way, but that thing's going, he just picks the thing up. He probably went a little deeper than he wanted to because he was concentrating on passing the French bike, and he had no chance. Distracted by passing back markers, 100%.
Absolutely right, Toby. He desperately wanted to get past Gregory LeBlanc before Redgate, not to be held up going all the way down Trainer curves.
Now got a trio leading this race, covered by less than 1 second. Anthony West, now he's got to find his way through the same back markers that he did a moment ago, and he's got to make hay whilst the sun shines. He's got to keep De Puniet in the midst of that pack. He's got to get past LeBlanc on an easy bit and leave De Puniet in a difficult bit.
He did the first bit beautifully. Now they're coming onto the back straight, and De Puniet hasn't lost any time. West had to do the work. De Puniet just followed him through.
Stoner's got to get past as many people as he can on this straight. He's just out of shot top right. First and second, 14 and 7. What a real battle we got here with the Australian and the Frenchman. Then another Aussie in third position. So then we have now got Pedrosa fourth, Porto in fifth position, Gintoli leading Privateer in sixth, Dovizioso in seventh, Ayama having led from the start, he's out. Just over 13 laps to go here at Donington Park. This 250cc Grand Prix was a runaway by the Japanese rider Hiroshi Ayama, but he threw it down the road just as the third position man Casey Stoner nearly did. Leading is De Puniet, the Frenchman, who has now got ahead of Anthony West. Stoner in third, the three of them covered by 1.5 seconds. Long way to go.
There's Dani Pedrosa in fourth place, looking thoroughly uncomfortable, bike twitching and just reacting all wrong, but he's still only one place behind Casey Stoner, who's his nearest challenger in the championship. Casey, of course, has been on the floor 3 times this weekend. At least it's definitely twice. It's 3. I looked around for supporting evidence and I've got 3. Jorge Lorenzo has carved up through the field and now on his own.
Right then, with De Puniet leading this Grand Prix ahead of Anthony West. This is how it happened underneath the Dunlop Bridge into the left-hander at the Foggy S's. West had quite an advantage at the beginning of that straight, but the number 7 Aprilia powered past and was very cool and strong and stable on the brakes. But he's got him back. So West got him back at the bottom of the hill at the old hairpin, and now we're back to the Foggy S's, and now we are back to heart attack time for these two team bosses. They are going to touch, these two.
Remember West and Ukawa in the wet at Assen one year? Both riding for Shell Hondas, going at it like that, giving Trevor Morris, who was team manager for Ukawa, absolute kittens. We were watching him out of our commentary box window, and what all this has done, Toby, has let Casey Stoner get right up to them. 3-man dice for the lead now.
Casey Stoner in touch once more, having powered back through the field with a 1:47 second lap. These two are going, they're riding as if it's the last lap. The trio are way ahead of the rest. The others are not in the same race, and yet they're riding so close. If one goes down, the other one will take him with him. It's too close to call, and we've seen people knock each other off today, and we will continue. Alberto, what a wise head, as always. Okay, stay where you are. You are 15 seconds behind the others. You are still going to lead the championship anyway. Get it home, Dani.
He's only going to lose a few points to Casey Stoner. Oh, that's Wesley out the saddle. What a save. What a save. Casey Stoner up to second. Back marker now well and truly in the West. Locatelli, a back marker. What's the world coming to?
Former 125 world champion from 2000, being lapped by his teammate, Robbie. Oh dear, oh dear. Sorry, mate. Look at me.
He's too polite for his own good at times, that kid. Now, at Goddard's the last time round, that KTM turns so tight and easy inside the Aprilia of de Puniet. De Punet's bike looked like a super tanker compared to it. This is Westy having his moment. That's what I call a moment.
That's 2 feet off the pegs for Anthony West at the bottom of the hill. Lost the lead, lost the second, now in a relatively lowly third. Right then, de Puniet battles with Stoner, who's going to take the lead at the bottom of the hill here at the Melbourne Loop. Oh, he chucks the anchor out of the back. Dunlop to Dunlop tyre at the Melbourne Loop through the right-hander, and Stoner now is getting aggressive against the Frenchman. Goodness me, we've got a Frenchman and an Australian first and second, but this time it's a different Aussie in that second place. Have we got a race here? My goodness me. De Puniet crosses the line to complete the 16th lap of 27. His lead a third of a second. West will claw back 1.4 seconds to catch them up. It'll only take him about a lap probably once he's caught his breath. I remind you, Pedrosa's in fourth, Porto fifth, Gintoli in sixth. What a hero. He lives 20 minutes down the road, even though he's a Frenchman, does live down the road. And he is leading privateer ahead of Dovizioso, Corsi, Lorenzo, Barbara, Ballerini, Chaz Davis in 12th. Bottom of the hill, high side corner.
Oh, and
there you go.
Yeah, he gets it sideways, and Stoner has the momentum. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. This is the battle for the lead, I remind you. Just checking my numbers, Toby. De Puniet hasn't been on the rostrum since his home Grand Prix at Le Mans. 1, 2, 3, 4 races ago.
And to be fair, he was unlucky to win it.
To lose it.
Unlucky to lose it. I'll put my teeth in.
Yeah, he was winning it up to the penultimate corner when he had a tiny bobble, and the unsentimental figure of Dani Pedrosa just duffed him up and took the win.
He was very unlucky to lose it indeed. Oh, one way then the other for Casey Stoner on the replay. Team look on. Lucio Cecchinello's 250cc squad getting nervous. Okay then, de Puniet still ahead of Stoner. Westy's brought that time back.
3/4 of a second already, Toby. In 3/4 of a lap.
Right then, Stoner's going to have another crack at this down at the Melbourne Loop. Will it be as close? Sideways goes Stoner on the brakes. De Puniet sees him coming, and Stoner holds the tight line to clip that late apex there. Look at the grip coming from that rear tyre. Lifts the front under acceleration. Now we've got some back markers to find out.
Mirko Gensanti, number 32. I always thought he was good in the wet.
He was good in the wet because he got a... Oh, he's out of the seat, goes Stoner. And Mirko Gensanti, he's been a podium man in 125 in the wet at Suzuka of all places. 10 laps to go.
47.
Somebody's down. Casey's not going to make that corner. Did you see the foot off the peg? As he hit the white line on the exit of the pit lane. How he stayed rainy Dunlop side down, I don't think even he will know. Look forward to seeing a replay of that.
West did 47.02 that time round. Fastest lap of the race. Astonishing for that brand new KTM 250.
9.5 laps to go here at Donington with this 250cc Grand Prix. Is it a fight back like Ralph Baldwin in 2000 against Olivier Jacques? No, it's not. But the torrentially wet conditions that we have here today are giving us a real good insight as to how these guys work. Look at Anthony West picking up the bike mid-corner to keep the fat bit of the tyre, the most amount of rubber on what little amount of tarmac the thing can find. Oh, he's off the peg again. win.
High-profile crasher Hector Barbera has bitten the dust a bit further down the field. Joins Oyama and De Angelis. That's just the big names that have crashed out so far.
Casey Stoner in second position, moving the weight around that Aprilia. Aprilia leads, Aprilia in second position, as good as even Steven specification between the two Italian-built machines, but there's only one KTM 250cc machine probably ever built, and it's in third.
And that crash of Hector Barbera has put Chaz Davis up to 11th place. So he was the man that Chaz was hunting down. So Chaz, well, he's hurting. He's 7 seconds behind the bloke in front of him, but it looks like if he keeps it the right way up, Toby, it's another point-scoring ride.
So just to reiterate, Anthony West, brand new machine, first ever Grand Prix in third position, running with the number 14 KTM. No, it's not Gabor Tau Matchik's machine from 125, who of course runs the same bike, same colour scheme, shall I say, same number. But Anthony West returning to 250cc Grand Prix racing, had a replacement ride earlier in the year on an Aprilia, and it was a disaster.
And also
after Martin Cadenas injured himself after China.
That's right, and he also rode a VQR Honda as well, so he's been keeping in trim with a couple of races. Porto is on the case of Pedrosa, is he? That's fifth place Sebastian Porto. He's a long way behind Dani. But I'll give you the gap as he goes across the line. Dani went through. Sebastian goes 22 seconds. That's not close, Julian. Get a grip.
Now, Sebastian Porto fell at this corner here in 2000 when he was leading the race, was he not, on the Petronas Yamaha 250cc machine? And he had to wait another couple of months before he won in Rio that year.
No, it broke on him at the S's. He rolled to a halt at the S's, Toby, with a bus crankshaft. He
still should have won it.
He should have won it, because he did the first lap about 3.5 seconds quicker than anybody else.
Exactly. Anthony West all over the back of Casey Stoner now. Surely that visor is steamed up inside the number 14 Aussie's crash helmet. Our camera's getting steamed up as we look, and in fact the rainbow there, Julian. It's all very hallucinogenic.
Yes, I must stop taking that stuff, mustn't I? So now, get a grip. I'm just having a bit of a flashback, thinking of the 500s here in 2000 when Rossi got his first ever win on the top class bike.
Absolutely, but it wasn't so wet. It was a damp day, an intermediate tyre kind of day. It wasn't torrential as it is today.
The 250s got that, didn't they? And the 500s had a bit better conditions.
250 started intermediate, then went pouring rain wet, then it dried out before the start of the big boys.
Just looking at this front three, back to today, Randy de Puniet, of course, has not won a race this year. He's only 8th in the championship.
Championship contender coming into the season, and it's all gone south.
It went south in the first race. He set the fastest lap and then crashed, which is not the ideal start to the season. Got on the rostrum next time out, only managed 18th in China, then lost out by a bike's length in France, second place, crashed in Mugello, and then the last two races, lackluster 6th and 8th places.
How strange.
Really weird season. Yeah. As you say, he should be, that boy, a contender, shouldn't he?
Absolutely, absolutely. When he started the season like that, he's obviously had a mid-spring dip in form. When he's, of course, the non-scores don't really show how quickly he was going at the time, unfortunately. Absolutely. That's the cruelty of the rule book. Now here's Sylvain Guintoli, soon to be a father, is Sylvain. Other half, Caroline, is seemingly about 10 months pregnant. I think if Sylvain goes any higher than the position... Oh, that's down! Well, she's had the baby now.
I think, she's
had the baby now.
No pins near Caroline. It'll be far too dangerous. Poor old Sylvain.
Well, he was in 6th position, of course, Julian.
And he was top privateer by an absolute distance.
But he's only lost 3 places with that off. He only lost about 20 seconds with that crash. At least he's still back in the race.
And he's in front of Andrea Ballerini, who was the next privateer. So he's kept his top privateer status. Ballerini, there's a guy who won a race in the rain in Australia, in the 125s again there.
On board with Casey Stoner, trying to look back at Anthony West. The fisheye lens makes Anthony's number 14 KTM look further away than it really is. As well, that's a good shot through Redgate. Here the power gingerly being turned on by Casey Stoner, through Hollywood, through the right-hander, and then, of course, the crane of curves. We have got 7 laps to go, including the one we were on. Anthony West going to be going from 3rd to 2nd. It's going to be 3rd to 1st through the bottom of the hill. Almost keeps it on the island. He keeps it somehow back to 3rd position as to Puniet. Well, he goes back to the lead. Casey Stoner's going to have a look through up into McLean's. I remind you, 6.5 laps to go, and Puniet's going to struggle to hit the apex, but somehow drags it back.
What a move from Anthony West. Hi, guys. Wham, straight past both of them. Didn't really, it wasn't a hash of the corner. He kept it where he wanted to, I think, but he's back in 3rd place. The second of the 2 Aussies in this race. Frenchman leads Australian, and there's a long gap back to the Spaniard Pedrosa, the Argentine Porto, the Italian Dovizioso in 6th.
Pick out the foggy S's somewhere in the distance through the fog as we come round on lap 21 of 27. Leading trio still with Puniet in the lead, but not for long, because number 27 Australian Casey Stoner barges through, touching tyres. How close can they get through the Melbourne Loop as they wheelie under acceleration out of the corner, up over the crest of the hill, past Tom Wheatcroft's suite on the inside of Goddard's, and West is going to lead this. No, he's not. Well, he is, but not now.
We've seen him pull the thing so tight through there. He appears to be able to outturn the Aprilias there, really. Puts it where he wants. The Aprilias look like super tankers by comparison.
Oh, goes to Puniet, one way then the other, sideways under the brakes as he tips it in to the right-hander to start lap 22 of 27. Told you West was going to lead.
Well, he might have done for 1.5 yards, but not for much longer down there. What a cracking race in these conditions. Can you believe it? And Chaz Davis, I can tell you, still in 11th place.
Up through Schwantz, up to McLean's with 5.5 to go. Any one of these 3 riders can win this race. They are sticking to this wet tarmac like Velcro with the 2 Aprilias and the Singleton KTM. The Frenchman Puniet still in control, but West getting aggressive, getting keen to try and get ahead. I rather fancy if West gets ahead for at least a couple of corners, he will be gone.
When you said any of these 3 can win it, my first thought was that Dani Pedrosa could win this from 4th place. I think they're a bit more control than that, these guys. It was a little bit better than that. You're right, Westy's carrying the corner speed at the apex. He's dodging Aprilias. Does he get the power down coming out of the S's and on the run down to the loop? You can hardly see from the 3rd place man's bike.
That's going to hit, it's going to hit, it's going to hit.
Steady, Anthony. Has he got the run on the outside? So it's on the inside for Goddard's. Was that a better move than we thought? No. Yes.
I don't think there's a plan. There isn't a plan. He's going to just have a go.
Cut it back here.
That's a last lap plan, that is. How deep can I go? And then cuts back.
He showed Randy Puniet at the edge of the track. I think Puniet had to just throttle off for a moment. And Puniet outbrakes him for Redgate. Top class stuff.
More passing manoeuvres in the past lap than we can imagine.
I was going to say a Formula 1 season. Is the analogy I was heading for.
Probably true. He's off! He's off!
No, he's not.
He's going to hit the grass. He's on wet tyres. He goes over the barrier. And he's still in the race. Give him the points. Give him the 5.9 from the panel.
That might have broken Troy Bayliss' fastest grass tracking record from last year.
Well, Randy Puniet is look, the shoulders are up as the breath is being caught.
I think the amount of adrenaline that just dumped itself into his system just then would be astronomical. That's Chaz Davis going through. He's not going to be lapped, is he?
He is. That's 11th position.
And that won't please him one little bit.
Well, that shows you the sheer pace of these guys. Now, here's a reverse shot. The Puniet up out of the seat, feet off the pegs, somehow lands on the bike. You go onto the wet grass. It's been pouring with rain here for 2 or 3 hours. It is absolutely literally like silt underneath that grass. That's only a painted bit of advertising. Don't worry about that. I thought he was going to come back across the grass and Uncini Beach there, but managing to somehow keep it on the tarmac.
I heard our French commentators then, from 2 commentary boxes down,
Indeed.
go straight through the ceiling.
But he's still in 3rd position, and I'll tell you what, fair play, Randy. I thought that you'd drop back a bit, but he's back with them.
Oh dear. That either shows immense bravery and skill or no sense of imagination whatsoever, doesn't it? Now, Westy's got this couple of back markers first.
Oh dear,
Turns inside, don't do the Oyama is the message now. Oyama was in his position early on, leading by a street, just trying to do a back marker going into Redgate. Is Puniet going to be boxed into? Puniet's got the same problem Oyama had
a bit of a tighter line, but managing to have a clear view. Oyama didn't have a clear view of the corner until it was all too late. Jammed on the anchors, thanks for coming. So then, less than 4 laps to go. There is 4th position man Dani Pedrosa. He is some 31 seconds behind the leaders. Doesn't matter, because 13 points will do very nicely indeed today.
It's about the loneliest ride I've seen in 250s all season. He's, what, as you say, Toby, 30 seconds behind de Puniet and about 20-odd seconds in front of Sebas Porto.
De Puniet goes to 2nd position. He goes to the lead. Fair dinkum for Randy de Puniet.
He's the one you shouldn't be saying fair dinkum about.
I know. Pamal, one could say, for Randy de Puniet. And somebody's gone down.
That's going to be Chaz.
That is Chaz Davis down at Coppice Corner from 11th position. His weekend has just gone from bad to worse after he crashed in qualifying yesterday. He was doing so well on Friday morning, well inside the top 10, and it's all gone into the gravel. Have they got a chance of getting that thing back at least? Because I tell you what, with so many people crashing and such a spread out Grand Prix, Chaz, you could still get some points.
There could be a point or two, absolutely, Toby.
De Puniet leads it from Casey Stoner from West, who's now back to 3rd.
You know what? I think Randy de Puniet deserves this. I think we should give him the win. I think we should start supporting the French guy.
Well, in hill climbing, if you put 4 wheels off the track, your run is eliminated. He put 2 wheels off the track nearly twice, and he still leads the Grand Prix.
And you think about having bum out the saddle for extended periods of time as well.
So then, 2 more laps to go. Anybody's race between this trio. De Puniet wiggles a little under the brakes with his number 7 Aprilia into Redgate. The trio of them miles ahead, as we've said, of Pedrosa, who is miles ahead of Porto.
We've got to say thank you to this trio, as Anthony is second. Now, this is de Puniet making a run for home, Toby. What are the lap times like? Any big difference?
Well, it's so wet out there. If you're brave on one part of the circuit, you have to wring the thing's neck and go for a lead.
Randy de Puniet leads the 250cc British Grand Prix with 2 and a bit laps to go. He's got a gap now of about just over half a second, more now by the look of it, at Coppice on Anthony West and Casey Stoner, the 2 Australians on a KTM and an Aprilia respectively.
Down the back straight they go, building speed, squeezing the throttle for the V-twin 250cc two-stroke engine, still putting out about, cracking on 100 horsepower. You know, that's 600cc four-stroke horsepower of about 6 or 7 years ago. On this, a motorcycle that weighs 100 kilograms. And then the rider on top there. Still not an easy bike to ride in the dry, let alone these wet conditions. How do they do it? Well, it's as simple as them being the best in the world. Anthony West catching his breath. Can he hold on to second? Can he go for the dream results? Casey Stoner grabbing something. Or was he just cleaning the inside of the screen?
He looked like he was doing cleaning more than anything else. Weird one, that. Not seen that before.
Heat from the bike, of course, being drawn through the negative pressure of the air, the positive pressure going over the top, sucking the hot air from underneath the bubble. And that's hot air steaming everything up on the inside of the screen. And he's going to go off!
Maybe he can't. Maybe it's something else.
He can't see.
Could be as simple as that.
He can still get back on the track. He's got 30 seconds before Dani Pedrosa crosses the line, and Dani hasn't crossed the line yet. I'm waiting for Dani. I'm waiting for Dani. That's the replay of what happened.
It was a bobble.
And still, I haven't seen Dani Pedrosa cross the line. Casey will be surely down at the old hairpin by now, as we see the onboard, well, swimming pool shot. And we still haven't had Dani over the line. Is he still in the race?
I thought I saw... Oh, yes, he is. Dani goes through. Now then, here's to Puniet and West beating up the back markers. These are the leaders, first and second.
Not a trio anymore, only two in the battle for the lead. Stoner is way out of the back, still in a very safe third position. There he is, back on track, no damage whatsoever at all to the number 27 machine, and he's soon going to have a pit board to tell him that Dani Pedrosa is about 28 seconds behind him.
And I have to say, from that close-up, that his visor looks totally clear.
Even though the helmet of Casey gave him trouble at Estoril and, of course, in China. Dani Pedrosa used to use the same helmet, threw it away, and he's gone to another brand. He's gone to Arai. So at the bottom of the hill, with a lap and a half to go, this is still anybody's race. This is going to be fairing to fairing, orange to orange, and we're not going to see who can swap the paint the most.
Gintoli is going to be lapped now. He's in ninth. He's been on the floor and got up again, and that's the bike number 50 that's next in their sights.
The last 2.5 laps of this amazing 250cc Grand Prix gets underway. Hiroshi Ayama led it by a country mile, but he crashed here at the halfway point when he was unsighted with a back marker. It has now left Randy de Puniet leading from Anthony West, the Aprilia with the first ever time out, the 250cc KTM. That's third position, the number 27 Aprilia of Casey Stoner. Not a problem at all. He's going to get third. He's safe and sound.
He deserves it from 10th on the grid after a very, very bad...
Meanwhile, Randy says, hey, fellow frog, can you hold him up a bit?
Yeah,
well, it didn't work, Ginters.
Well, he's done well there because he's put one rider with himself and Anthony West. Oh, he was out of the saddle. Is he still in the saddle?
That's Dani. We're looking at the wrong guy. He's in fourth. He's safe and sound. Get off. We're looking at we need to look at de Puniet, and de Puniet has managed to keep the lead. He's got that lead by just over a second. So de Puniet has got just half a lap to go. Anthony West is out of the seat again, and he somehow keeps it off. Slippery paint.
Take second place, Anthony.
Exactly. And Harold Bartol in front of our commentary box, hands on his head at the 250 KTM perch on pit wall, and Anthony going a debut second position for the brand new KTM. We can't tell you enough how good a result that is going to be, and all of the Milky Bars, all of the beers are on Julian tonight. A sly old git said that he was going to get on the podium.
Did I bet him each way, not for the win?
Oh, okay.
I thought that would be too much of a fairy tale, but it's a fairy tale for this man. Randy de Puniet, first win of the season coming up.
Here in Donington Park, and even he has a bubble out of the last corner. Randy de Puniet back on the top step of the podium, but it's a good victory for second position with Anthony West in coming over the line to get his 20 points. Now we've got Casey Stoner in the gravel. A couple of laps ago, he gets third position, and that is very healthy for Casey's second position in the championship. He finishes ahead of Dani Pedrosa, who will get fourth place. We're going to have to wait quite a while for Dani to come across the line. In fact, he's only just coming out of the Melbourne Loop, does Dani Pedrosa. What a spread out race. The leaders had lapped 9th position.
And his team, Dani Pedrosa's team, have been telling him, you're okay, that is okay, for like the past, what, 25 minutes? Stick with it, boy. Fourth will do.
Yeah, that'll do. Victory. Alberto Pooch, the wise old owl, says, hey, that's good. We got home, the others fell off, the others crashed, the others are already changed into their civvies, and we've got 13 points. They're not worried about Randy de Puniet because he's nowhere in the championship. They're not worried about West because he hasn't been here all year, and they are happy to be only 3 points behind Casey Stoner, who finished ahead of them today.
And the gap in the championship was 37 points between Pedrosa and Stoner, so it's only come down to 34. So it's hardly a bad weekend for Dani Pedrosa, a rider who has never been comfortable in the wet, and quite frankly, whose bike looked pretty dreadful in its behaviour in the wet. But you said the KTM result is as good as a win, Toby. I think it's as good as a championship almost. That first time out to get the thing on the rostrum. Anthony, don't break it celebrating. That's a good lad. That is just such an achievement for that factory, for Harold Bartol, one of the great two-stroke engineers of recent times.
And Harold Bartol, let us not forget, engineering 3 bikes in 125, one bike in 250 and not getting too involved with the Motor Grand Prix projects up the road with Team Roberts, with Shaky Byrne in the Motor Grand Prix class, but that's a lot of things to oversee.
A lot of the 75,000 crowd today will be very pleased to see Casey Stoner on the rostrum, of course. Don't forget he spent a good couple of years here in the British Championships, running in the Aprilia Cup Super Team 125, and he's regarded as, well, not British, but as an adopted son almost by the British paddock.
Well, I suppose he's